who's willing to do it is pretty impressive, right? So if you're willing to go that deep and that far, and we got to see two of them on the same day, so that was pretty cool. Hey, DB,
Yo, what up? How we doing?
doing good.
Yeah, wonderful, wonderful. We talking Kona already?
Already,
Yeah,
yeah. I will
how could
tell.
we not, right?
Yeah, so I will tell you this. A couple times in my racing on the Big Island, you get out to on the Queen K, and someone has overextended themselves at some point to get to the pointy end, and you go past when you pass them, they're not coming back. Like if you pass someone really late in the race, it's usually like they're not coming going to come back on you. And I remember there it happened two times where I passed two different people, two different races, and they were sitting underneath the table at an aid station trying to find any kind of shade. And they were just sitting under the table, and I'm like, sweet, just went up a spot. That was easy.
Yeah.
And that dude's not coming back on me. I don't know if you remember Norman Stadler.
Yeah, Storm and Norman, baby.
Yeah,
How did you
yeah.
not?
I passed him. He was sitting under a table at like mile 16. I passed Mariano Van Walker.
Yeah, another one of those guys.
Yeah, I passed him at like mile 21. Dude was just parked under a table.
Yeah. Remember when you stuck your whole head into a cooler?
I did. I really tried to like continue to do it, and like volunteers would stop me and stuff. But yeah, yeah.
Yeah, pretty good. I mean, that was what I thought was so impressive about the race is like Taylor and Lucy, they
Mhm.
passed each other multiple times and then ran together. Like that was what was impressive. I mean, granted, a couple of those passes happened on Alihi, and as we know, like that just
Yeah.
happens naturally, and like it just people running and moving. Especially now that they made that section shorter.
Mhm.
Um, I don't love that to be honest. Like I liked it more when there was more down there because it's like when you got on the Queen K, it was like that's when everyone broke. It was like at the perfect point, like mile 10 to mile 13, like anyone could run through 10 to 13, no problem. And then once they got up there and they were all alone, you were like, oh, this is where the players play. And so it just changed it a little bit in the way it looked.
100% right. You're 100% right.
Yeah.
I want to send you now you spend like 5 miles on Alihi, whereas before it was like 5 miles out.
Yeah, it was 10 total. You got to Polani at the top of 10. Like it was 10 at the top of Polani.
Yep. That sounds right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. Very good. Oh, we got a little crowd here today. Little
Yep.
crowd. Nice to
Definitely.
see everyone. A lot of hey. Is that a Kona champ right there?
Yeah, I see it.
Let's go. There we go. Welcome back from the Big Island. iPhone 30. Holy cow, I didn't even know they had that many models out yet. Um, Sick. Congratulations, Raquel. Congratulations to everyone else that raced there too, and that has been racing. All right, so here's the deal. We got Raquel, we got Jesse, and then we got Lisa, and then we got a bunch of dudes on here. So if you want to talk about guy stuff, no, I'm only kidding. We have some things we want to talk about,
Mhm.
but everyone on here right now are really smart, really into this, and still have races coming up or just had races. So we really want to make this. If you guys want to talk about something in particular, just ask.
Yep.
Like coming up to Ironman Arizona, blah 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 blah, or coming back from Israel. I just finished Nice and now I'm trying to think about the year. Please, like, let me know. Tyler, I got to get a gift from my mom for her birthday. What should I get her? AP Racing gear, of course. Like, let's go. Like, I'm being serious right now. Like, let's make this about you guys as much as we can. And
Mhm.
if you have nothing, we'll just keep talking and do the things we want to do. Is that thumbs up sound good to you guys? Don't be shy. Okay. Just by a show of hands, does anyone have anything they really want to ask or talk about? So we make sure we leave time for it, like right off the bat. It could be logistics, it could be race, it could be milk. I don't know, like whatever. Um, okay. I'll let you guys marinate on that and think a little bit. How's that sound? Good? Cool. Again, congratulations, Raquel. Let's go. She fought so hard. I'm gonna ask Raquel one question real quick. And it's because it's something she said to me after the race. Raquel, what did you say to me about um all of your really long bike rides prior to Kona? And then like you were having not a shitter, but not like your best day on the bike too. You're like, oh, this is really hard, right? What did you say to me about that and like all the rides leading up to it and everything else?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yes, gotcha.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry, I'm at the gym with my daughter. She's doing swim lessons. So, but hey, yeah. So I said, so on the bike, I really had a struggle on the bike. So I guess that would be the one thing that I guess if I talked about anything, and it's not that I didn't prepare. I did like 7 hour rides every single weekend, the month of September, and then followed by, 20+ mile runs after those 7 hour rides. And so in the middle of the bike, I have to admit, I had some like down moments and I had some dark moments. I think mostly just the heat and humidity was really getting to me and my stomach because I was sick very early on.
Yeah.
But I really just tried to play it smart in fueling and just staying on top of it so I could just at least finish strong. And but towards the end, about past mile 80, when you're, going through Waikoloa and heading towards the airport, which is the toughest section, I just started to question all those 7 hour rides. I admit that I questioned, you know, if they were worth it, if they were, beneficial to me because I just felt like I just struggled. And I don't think I'm a weak cyclist. I felt like that was something I've really gotten stronger at through AP racing. And I know I have because my bike has improved a lot, but it just was a struggle. And this was my third time doing Kona. So it wasn't, I had other Konas to compare it to.
Yeah.
And it was my slowest bike, but there were also other factors I felt that I felt on race day, just the wind in different places that just kind of caught me and just different things. And so as you're in those moments of darkness, I guess, and doubting, I thought, were they worth it? I'm a mom of 4 kids. I have a lot of family to take care of, and I was questioning whether it was worth all that time or if I could have gotten by just doing less, And so at that moment, though, after I felt that way all through. Sorry, it's a little bit loud because I'm at a gym, but let me wait for these guys to pass. Okay, at that moment, I continued to think those thoughts in my head, and then when I got off the bike, um, first of all, it was very emotional. I got a little bit emotional off that bike because, you go through something really tough and you just go, wow, I really pushed through that no matter how tough it was. And I saw my daughter because she was at transition too, and she was helping with the run bags. She took me into the tent and she helped me change or put my run stuff on. And then at that moment, you kind of go through these moments in your head where you just kind of want to give up for a second. And I didn't know how the run would go, but I started the run and I actually felt great. And my legs were strong and I had the fitness to hold me through that run. And so once I started the run, like it all became clear to me what the 7 hour rides were. And this is what I thought about the whole first half of the run was it's not about just the bike. It's about your overall fitness. And it's those 7 hour rides were getting me ready for the run off the bike because my run off the bike was my best run in Kona.
Yeah.
And I was so happy with it because that run can destroy you, and then that run is a beast. So I was just super happy with it. And I realized, just through that whole run, this is what it's about. It's not just about the bike. It's your preparation for uh, what comes after so that your body can attack it and you can have the fitness, the fueling, the everything for that run. And that's what I realized.
Hands down, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. Really appreciate it. I think there's a couple of really good things that she said there, and for all of us to kind of take from it. One, always have the mindset that like, hey, it can get better, and leave myself hope that things can turn around, right? Like Raquel could have easily gave up on the bike, easily gave up in transition, and she didn't. So kudos to her and for all you guys. There's always something around the corner, especially in Ironman racing. It's really long. Like, don't give up on yourself. Don't give up on the day. Second, if you do the work, and like in particular, I know Colin's going through it now. Scott's done it with us a lot. If you ride your bike the way we show you, and you ride hard and you ride strong, you can have a good run. You get so much really great non-impact fitness from the biking that just carries you over for your run. And to have a good run in Kona, I mean, that's a win every day of the week. I mean, Andy, how many races did you come back 10, 12 places on the field just because of your run? I mean, like it's you bike a lot to get strong, but you're really getting strong so you can run well. So I think it's a good lesson for everyone. Potts, what do you think? Mr. Mute. He's doing his kid's homework right now. He's not paying attention. Um, so yeah, so that I think that's good. Raquel, thank you again. I appreciate that. So with that said, we have a lot of athletes just came on. Oh, Pot, yeah, you're muted. We're holding. Wait, you're on two different screens. What is going on right now?
Okay, so my computer keeps shorting out, so now I'm just gonna ditch it and go to the phone.
Okay. That's
Okay, so um, sometimes when you get into a moment that you've already experienced, um, and it seems to be that you had this expectation of it would be just like before, and then the layout is very similar. You end up expecting something out of yourself that you're kind of misremembering how you were before, or you're attributing how you feel now to this memory that's not actually being in the moment. So I think that when you stood up and you just became a little bit more present in the moment, and you took the expectations and you started to think about the moment and being in today and not trying to project how you will feel at the end, how you're going to like what mile 24 is going to be like. You started running in the moment, and it's a little bit of a trap game, especially when you continue to go back to the same venue, and specifically in the sport of triathlon. But you can use this to apply to lots of different things, and that is um, expectations can be you can misremember events and then set improper expectations. But if you can be in the moment, everything starts to boil up to the surface that is important, and all of the things on the periphery start to like kind of be shed away. And I think that's kind of, I mean, I could be misspeaking here, Raquel, but it sounds to me like that is a little bit of the process you were going through.
Yeah, I mean, I think the other thing with that is like we do all this training and all this racing to create experiences so that we know how to deal with things and we know how things what occurs so we can work with it. But there's a little trap there too, because it's like, oh, last time at mile 4 I felt like this.
Mhm.
Why don't I feel like that now? No, no, that's where you have to be in the moment and say, okay, this is where I am right now. What do I need to get to the next phase and get to the next phase and get to the next phase? And I think that's where you balance the two. Experience helps you when
Yep.
things come at you, but then you have to use that experience to say, okay, I'm not where I thought I was going to be, but now I can get there or get here or get there and keep on rolling. Um,
100%.
all right, so in that breath, um, we just had Nice a couple weeks ago. We have Kona. We just had Kona last week. We have Marbella next week. A lot of championship races, and we have a lot of people racing their end of season races next month or so. Like big races, big events. we've all been training weeks, months, years, lifetimes for, right? Sometimes we hit the mark and we have a great race. Sometimes we miss the mark. Sometimes we win a championship. Sometimes we don't. But at the end of the day, there's only one winner, right? And in a race, we can all feel like winners. There's only one winner. But how do you create a winning, I'll call it attitude or a winning experience for yourself pre, during, and post race? And like, there's a big letdown. Like after Kona, like Raquel, you probably feel really good to have a couple weeks off, spend time with your family. Scott, same with you. You went to Italy, like fantastic. But there's also like I was filling 20 to 30 hours of my week doing this thing. What do I do now? And like the endorphin rush comes down and everything else happens. Like, what do I do now? So like Andy, what are some things you would do after the season ended to kind of like help yourself, um, and like mentally, physically, emotionally, and get yourself ready for next year?
Yeah, oftentimes I found that right after a championship race, I was left feeling like I wanted more, no matter where that was and what the experience was. I always was like, you build it up in your mind, whether this is um, your championship race, half Ironman World Championships, Ironman World Championships, the Olympic Games, all these things like they have like this gravitas to it, and like there's a thing that's like kind of like you get a little bit like post championship blues after the race, and I would usually like. Uh, Poor judgment would rear its head, and I'd pick another race way too soon that wasn't part of the original plan, and I would get ahead of myself, and then I get over my skis, and then figure it out in the moment. And um, so I would do a lot more, just more time with my family. Luckily, I had a family, or I have a family to like bounce a lot of things off of, and that was super valuable. What I would really temper is my desire to sign up for another race, which I would never listen to, but I was actually pretty good at setting goals, and waiting and giving myself a timeout before I set goals. So just kind of letting that marinate, and then very, very much like active oriented. I would choose an activity and go do that thing that I have either been putting off or just haven't found the time for, or the people for. So yeah.
All right. So there's a few things you should absolutely do. Like these are bar none. Don't stop at go, just do them. One, sign up for AP Racing coaching. That goes without saying. Two, buy AP Racing gear. Three, sign up for an AP Racing camp. Four, come to all of our team meetings. No, for real. You should do all those things. It would really help you because we would help you through this process. But to Andy's point, when this like Kona would end, right? He'd have a great race. It wouldn't be exactly what he wanted, but it'd be great. And he would sign up for another race like 2 weeks later, and then or like 3 weeks later, and I'd be like, "This is a terrible idea. You
Yeah.
shouldn't do it." He's like, "I'm doing it," and then like a week and a half would go by, and it'd be like the day before he's about to leave, and he'd be like laying on his couch watching what was that show from Baltimore, the cop show?
Oh yeah, The Wire.
The Wire. He'd be watching The Wire, and he'd be like, "Yeah, I'm not going to the race." And I'm like,
Yeah,
"Yeah, I know, I know." That was pretty common. But like, if you're excited, it's a good time to start thinking about those goals, writing them down, and starting to plan that way. I really like the idea of doing stuff like if you just love swimming, biking, and running only, keep on doing it. Like,
yeah,
you don't have to be so like on it, but like keep on doing it. If you're like,
for
yo,
sure.
I want to play a little pickleball, or I'm gonna go hike with my significant other, or like it doesn't matter what it is, just staying moving, having fun is good. Like I always swam after races. I always was getting in the pool because I like to swim and it was social for me. But that's up to you what you guys want to do. But I would definitely do something. I wouldn't be like I got to get back to my interval training like that. That'd be silly. But I think you also have to take a moment, whether you had the best race or the worst race, and be like, hey, that was pretty cool that I did that. It was even cooler the work I did to get there. And what I did leading up to it was amazing. And I'm different because of it and reflect on that. I think that's really important. So take that for what it's worth. Um, yeah. If you got more questions about that, let us know. It's what we do with all of our athletes too. Speaking of which,
Yeah.
I know,
Before you go there,
yeah.
Daniel, it's something that we will talk about with our athletes, kind of pulling back the curtain a little bit, is like 1 week off, 1 week unstructured but move, and then we can talk about a little bit of structure with a little bit of movement after those 2 weeks. So it's 1 week off, 1 week unstructured movement. Then we talk about moving with purpose. Yep.
And like I can tell you, I would spend like 4 weeks
Yep.
or longer unstructured, maybe a month, maybe two sometimes. Sometimes I give myself, like if we raced around Kona, I give myself almost till like December before I was structured again sometimes.
Yep.
Um, I can tell you, going back to that story with Andy, he's sitting on the couch watching The Wire. He's not going to race. And then he's like, oh, a couple of days, all right, we're gonna go swim. We'd get to the pool,
Oh,
put on a suit, put his bag down. We talked for a while. He'd pick up his bag, he'd put his jacket on, and he'd go home. Didn't swim. Or
yeah.
then he'd come back a day or two later and like he'd jump in and he'd swim like a 600. And then he'd get out and he's like, oh, where you going? I'm going to the bathroom. No, he grabbed his bag and he went home. Like that's what happened. That would be cool. Like these are real things. And so it's totally fine. Eventually, what you want to do is start creating routine and
Yep.
habit more than anything
Yep.
else. Habit is
Yeah. Yeah. And a big thing on that one with that piece, with the structure piece, is we talked about building bookends. So set up, breakdown, keep those very much like pillars of your program. And then we can build, like, we can insert different levels and novels and tomes into the bookcase, but the bookends need to be there to help build and buttress the framework of it all.
Yep.
Yeah.
Sound good, everyone? Cool. Dope. All right. We'll go a little bit logistics. I'm gonna kind of jump all over the place here real quick. Scott, we will get to your question. Don't worry, I got you. Um, First, you're gonna get an email probably tomorrow morning, but starting right this moment, ding, AP racing camps are open for everyone except for our Blue Ridge camp. That's the only one that I actually reclosed,
Mhm.
that I will reopen in November because I want to get Chula and everything else squared away first. To give a quick little overview, first camp is our swim and ski camp. You don't have to be a skier to come to this camp. We have other things to do if you don't like to ski. We typically swim twice a day at 10,000 feet. Tons of stroke work more than anything else. Right, Scott? Tons of stroke work. We do get after it a bit, but it's really like technique work and drill work. Hey, McKenna, how's it going? What's up, girl? Dude, what's up? She had a swim meet a couple weeks ago. She killed it. That was awesome. But so yeah, so swim and ski camp. You distracted me, Raquel. If you need to get a lot of technique work and stroke work in, and then like you want to ski, sweet. I mean, it's the cheapest ski trip you ever go on in your life, the way we set it up. It's not even close. But if you don't and you want to like run, snowshoe run, uphill ski, cross country ski, go sit in the village at the bar, go to evening activities, like we do it all. You want to come sign up? Cool. It's super fun. It's based out of where the US ski team is based out of here in Colorado. Yeah, so it's really fun. That's open. Our Chula camp is open. And for everyone that's been paying attention, we opened the camp in the springtime to athletes who have been before this past year. And we only have about 10 or 12 spots left right now. If we get an influx of people that want to come, we will do one of two things. I'll either hire more coaches to come for the week and we will bring more people in. It's actually really fun that way. Or I'll extend a week or extend some time so we can kind of fit everyone in as need be. So sign up, but as of right now, 10, 12 people. It's only for team members right now. We didn't open to the public yet. And it's like our cheapest price. And so once we open it to the public, the price goes up too. That camp's awesome. It's been our kickoff for about 6 years now, 7 years, Andy. Is that about right?
It sounds right. We have it pretty well dialed. I know everybody's super pumped about the food there. The location's fantastic, especially if you live in a cold climate. jumping down to right outside San Diego. Early season riding, kind of getting, dusting off the cobwebs, getting things rock and rolling. And the way we've timed it this year is we'll end on a Saturday, Sunday, and then you have a week, and then the unofficial start of Ironman and half Ironman racing in North America is the next weekend at the 70.3 Oceanside.
And I don't want to get ahead of myself here or stick my foot in my mouth, but I'm just throwing this out there. If we have enough people doing the camp and doing Oceanside, we might be able to offer housing at Chula for a longer period of time. And we might even be able to extend the camp a couple days if you have unlimited vacation and just do a little more training and getting ready for the race so that you're not like just in no man's land for a couple days if you decide to stay in Southern California for an extra bit of time. That's going to be a call we make after we see our final registration for the camp, but it is something Andy and I are talking about doing. So just keep that in your noggin. Um, then we will have again our Mallorca camp that we partner with ASL, our Brazilian brothers and sisters. This camp we've done once before. Um, there's a reason Mallorca is rated the best place in the world to ride a bike. It is absolutely fantastic. The swimming's pretty good too. There's even good open water swimming, and the running's good. We do like 2 track sessions. The bike riding is just, I mean, it's I Andy, you know, I've ridden our bikes in a lot of places. One of the best places I've ever ridden my bike in my life. And it's straight
Yeah,
up.
especially for like structured work. Like you can go and get lost for sure. And it feels safe. If you've ever wanted to ride in real life in a Zwift, um, like Watopia type of place, it's called Majorca.
Yeah. Like it's no joke. You're on the road and there's 500 to 5,000 other cyclists riding their bike
Correct.
in every direction. And
Yes.
it's just great. That's a really cool camp. Like it's all inclusive. It's probably the cheapest European vacation you've ever gone in your life too. So like we're just about cheap and awesome. That's what we do. Cheap stuff with, yeah, I don't want to say cool
That's
people,
cool people.
cool people, cheap, but really, really high end, super bougie. Not really. It's good though. And then no other camps. We got a bunch of team events, but then our Blue Ridge Challenge, that's going to be in September, October. I believe we said September. We had a few people sign up already, and then we closed registration, but it's okay. They got in ahead of time. They're in. The reason why we're waiting to reopen registration, 2 reasons. One, well, 3 reasons. One, I want to get the other camps set up. Two, Andy might have a really cool opportunity that we might have to like kind of move the date just a little bit. And three, I'm doing a very stupid thing next week. I'm flying out there with my bike in a cardboard box. I'm taking my bike out at the airport and then I'm going and riding the camp. And I've mailed clothes to each hotel that I think I'm going to end up at to check the course for you guys. It's anywhere from like 90 to 150 miles a day. I'm not really sure. Anywhere from like 8,000 to like 15,000 feet of climbing. I'm going to figure it out as I go.
Yep.
I'll let you guys know. It's going to be awesome. I hope there is like a 100-mile detour at one point. I think I'll be able to figure it out. We'll see. But so
Yeah,
I want to
that's
get,
the other reason you didn't. Reason number four is road closures,
yeah,
potential construction for 2026 that they actually already have planned out. We got to get boots on the ground to figure that part out
yes.
live on site. And I think you're actually already talking with, it's
Yeah.
not Parks and Recs,
Yeah,
it's National
National Park
Forest.
Service.
National Park Service.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. And so I have to get there to figure out how we're going to get around these detours and when the detours are supposed to end before we let you guys all register for camp. And I tell you exactly what it is. Sacrificing for the greater good. Last time I rode my bike, I was with Joe actually. That was in March in Chula Vista. Last time before that, I was with Scott in Park City. So that was a really long time ago. That was 2023, right? 2022. So this is gonna be fun. I'll let you know how it goes. If you believe, you can achieve. Uh,
You better start eating, dude. Just eat now.
Dude, I'm not stopping. But here's the deal. I was just looking at my kitchen. I was like, what do I got? What do I got? Um, here's the point of it all. Our camps are awesome. You should do them. I tell everyone, like that everyone that comes to us for coaching, right? I'm like, hey, if you could do one-on-one coaching and a camp, sick. If you're like, hey, I can only do pod sets plus coaching, but I could do a camp, do that. That's better for you. 100%. Because getting like being in person with us for at least a little bit of time and then going and get the coaching and the help, great. If you can do one-on-one, then both. But if you got to pick, I would do a camp and then do that. And if you could do an early season camp like Chula, even better. Yeah, so sign up. You'll get an email tomorrow, but it's on our site right now. www.onlyfans, andypouchracing.com. Only kidding. Who got that? I got it. That's it. Sign up. What else? I'm just looking here. Oh, okay. Couple more hitters. If you are a POTS Plus athlete, a crew athlete, or a one-on-one athlete, in the next, give it about a month with all the stuff we have going on and people coming in, people coming out, you're going to have individual meetings with either one-on-one athletes with their coach. POTS Plus athletes will be a group meeting, and then maybe again with the coach alone. And then squad and crew will have their own meetings too. Um, yeah, it's going to be good. We're just trying to finalize some of the details, and like people are coming in, people going out. We're trying to let all that happen at right now. Gear. Andy and I, we're ready for the gear. We're ready to open the store. We got everything set, similar to what I just said. A lot of people coming in, going out. We don't want to open the store and close it. And then we have 50 people sign up the next day and then we have to reopen it. So we're just giving it a little time. We have a drop dead date for our clothing already. That's way before all of our races and everything. We have a commitment, whatever that means, but I'm saying it's good. So I'm thinking in the next couple days to a week, we're going to open the store for everyone and it's going to be rad. We're actually going little hint, we're kind of going backwards to go forward, if that makes sense at all. You'll see what I mean when you see it. We're using some cues from an old design that we really liked. We just love it, and I think it's nice consistency for the team from a couple of years ago that we really, really liked. Yeah, and we got some cool camp kits, and we got a summer/championship kit too that'll come out later in the year too. Sound good, everybody?
And
Sounds good.
basically, you
Brad.
were alluding to the Chris Kringle getup, right?
No, we're not doing the Chris Kringle one. I sent Andy a kit today that was red and green that looked like, and I was like, Chris Kringle kit. Wear it on Christmas. Let's go. That'd actually be pretty fun. Just have a Christmas kit and we all wear it.
That'd be kind of neat. Yeah.
Maybe. Um, so I'm just looking at my notes.
Our Zwift team is open and live.
Yeah.
Um, and Zwift team, it has a few categories, and there are some things that you need to, if you don't already have your Zwift like profile built out, there are some hoops you need to jump through to get on the right team in the right category with the right races at the right times.
Yep. It's really fun. Guys have and girls have so much fun being able to yell at each other on the screen. You're like this close to it, and you're all just sweating on your computer, and you've never met in person before. And you're just like, it's like super fun. I guess. I don't know. Onlyfans.com. Um, yeah, that's that. You should sign up if you want. This is something I wrote in the email, but it's good to repeat. Why do we charge for it? It's real simple. If people put money up for something, they actually follow through and do it. It could be 99 cents. It could be a penny. It's the only reason why we do it. And then we get to collect your information so that we can give it to the team captains. Yeah. So that's why if we had people that could just commit, it'd be a different story, but life doesn't work that way, unfortunately. All right. So any questions? Did anyone think of anything as we were sitting here? Because I got Scott's.
Yes,
Yeah,
I got
go.
a question.
602-214-7147. Go.
I got a question.
Yeah.
Test it. Can you hear me?
Yeah, got you.
Hey, Daniel. Hey, guys. Tyler, Joe, nice to see you guys.
Can't reiterate what Daniel said about camps. They're awesome. Chula was amazing last year. My question, I haven't had a chance to talk to or trade notes with Laura McDonald yet, but I think I saw a picture of her coming out of the water, and I'm not sure if she wore a speed suit
She
in
did.
Kona.
She
And she did.
Yeah, she asked me what to wear too, so keep going.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So yeah, so I've got a warm water race coming up, and I've got a speed suit, an old black Roka speed suit. So just thoughts on those over not, and or looking for something light colored as opposed to black. I
Okay.
wouldn't have thought too much about that, but I watching some post Kona commentary, they were talking about Nib wearing a long sleeve black suit that they thought was maybe not the greatest idea given the heat. I'll hang up and listen.
All right, Potts, you want me to go first? You want to go first? Because we might contradict each other. Okay. So white versus black in the swim skin, I'm not super concerned about personally. You can convince me otherwise. You can. But I think whatever. I can if I have it, I'm not spending more money. Let's put it that way. Sleeved versus not sleeved. I personally prefer sleeved.
Hmm.
Reason being, not everyone's tri-suits fit perfectly, and they're not as hydrodynamic as the swim skin. And the material on the swim skin is actually more hydrodynamic than your tri-suit. So if you have a really good fit on your swim skin, and even if your tri-suit doesn't fit perfectly, the swim skin's gonna be faster in the water, sleeved. My opinion. If you're gonna race in a race like Kona, and this is where I forgot to tell Laura, sleeved or unsleeved, you need to lube with a swim skin more than anything you've had in your life because those things, all the salt get in them and you chafe like crazy. So that's my 2 cents. Potts?
Yeah, chafing is a real big deal. Just like globs of it. Any that will potentially rub. The big one is the neck that you don't think is going to rub on you when it does. And your armpits. I'm scarred for life on this one. So if you want to believe me, great. If you don't, I've got scars. Sweet. Um, the black for most manufacturers are making a black kit. I do know that Blue 70 has a silver one.
Well, and Andy Roca just made a white one for Kona. That's what they did. And that's what all this hype is about.
I don't think the color of the fabric is as big of a determinant as two other things. Number one, you're putting a skin on, so that's double trapping of your body heat that's radiating back inside of you. And number two, the ultimate factor is you're immersed in water and you can't dissipate and sweat out your body heat like you can on land. And the self-regulation is dampened. So it's the double kit tight and the water temperature. So um, Daniel's remark on the sleeves is right on. And I've raced in some pretty warm conditions to the point where like they don't actually let you race in that warm conditions anymore. The one being
Tokyo?
in Tokyo was warm, but it was Malaysia. The water there I think was like 90. Bro, and I did an Ironman in it. Dude, it was rough.
Yeah.
Um It's the self-regulation. Like you can't do it, so it's super hard. Yep.
Okay, quick follow up. One other thing I just thought of. What about the accidentally on purpose losing the swim cap?
Yeah, that's cool. Do it.
Yep, cool.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks.
Good move.
That's a real thing.
Yeah. As long as your goggles are on good and they're under your cap.
Always,
Mhm.
Yeah.
always.
Yep. Smart man. All right, cool. That was a good one.
Yep.
I like that. All right, so Potts, here's another one. Scott, this was yours. Hopefully you're still on. Running Boston in April. How much swimming and biking should I do to, keep my endurance training and race triathlon shortly afterwards? First, real quick question. How shortly afterwards are we talking?
Well, I have yet to plan out kind of my triathlon calendar. And usually after racing, truly racing a marathon, my legs are pretty shot for a couple weeks. But I want to make sure I'm probably still going to swim 2, 3 days a week just because I always do. But then just wondering, okay, I figured I'd swap out some short runs for some cross training on the bike. And then, Boston's in April, but if I could do a 70.3 in, I don't know, mid to late June or something around that timeline.
Yeah, so like we've talked about this before, like that 3 to 5 week period after is like kind of like that trap time where it could be really great or it could be really terrible. Like it's just a weird time period after that hard of an effort to be able to go back out. But especially the way you run and run in Boston, but you're pretty durable, I
Mhm.
think. So you'd be a little better. Um, so a couple things. I think you nailed it. Swimming, non-impact, high aerobic really helps your running in a major way without risk of injury. So I would keep swimming as much as I could, right? And you and I can talk about this, but 2 to 3 times a week would be good. Early season, maybe even more, right? You don't want to lose your feel. Biking, if you look right now, all the top, and I'll go to the extreme end to give you an example, all the top ultra runners right now are biking 1 to 3 times a week because it's less impact, non-impact, high endurance, and you can either do some like sub-threshold work or you can just get miles and in time and aerobic work. So I think you can play everything off each other and keep your feel, keep your touch, keep everything, and do pretty well. Like you're definitely going to run a little bit more than you bike and like and
Yeah.
bike a little bit less, but like say still 2 to 3 times a week on the bike and 2, 3 times in the water, it still probably serve you fairly well.
Okay, yeah, that's good because I'm not looking to set a PR at Boston. I just want to run it one more time, which is why I qualified again. And then I'm always healthier when I'm training for triathlons versus before I became a triathlete and ran like 6 days a week. I was injured constantly. And so I'm not getting younger. So putting a ton of running miles on my legs, not necessarily the best idea.
Yeah. But I'm gonna correct you on one thing. You're standing on the start line, you're going for it, buddy. Let's
Well,
go.
I always do. Always give it all I got.
Yes, exactly. Potts, got anything with that?
You got it dialed. I think your engine can handle a lot more than your bones and muscles and tendons can. So cardiovascularly, the upside is enormous. Even on a heavy week, if you're running 10 hours a week, which is a lot, um, there's still more time out there that's kind of easy hours that you can enhance, build, grow, and fortify the capacity on the cellular level when you add in cycling and swimming.
And
Good
for
deal. Thanks, guys.
Rob, and for Paul, you're doing Placid, that's end of July. This is another one of those ones. Really give yourself that time to recover and not worry about rushing back into it. Like I've seen people do like Ironmans early in the year or do marathons early in the year like Boston and trying to go do Placid. And they're like, I got to get back out there like a week later. And then what happens is it just keeps on like rolling to another week, and you're just not getting strong enough again to do the work. And then you have to do the work all the way to July. And you're like, okay, here I am. Like it's like when you're sick too. No, take the time, get fitter, get fresher. You'll be stronger and then get after it again. Sound good? Awesome sauce. Um, I that's all I got. I got
I'm going to add one thing in here for people dabbling in sports outside of triathlon. And there's a common tendency to drop the hardest or the highest hurdle and the hardest thing to climb, which is lack of, yeah, it's usually swimming. So they drop swimming, and like some of the athletes that I coach, like I'll tell them to go bob and weave in the water. And they're like, well, what do you think? Like I tell them go jump in the water and bob and weave. You don't even have to do a swim stroke and it's going to help you. So getting wet, getting immersed, getting your body weight supported in that water environment is going to help your game. Then you don't and then if you want you can add in movement, but you don't have to. Start with bobbing and weaving, right? I literally tell athletes like I want you to do 10 like bobs. All right, you're done. Right? So yep.
Sounds good.
I've got a question, and
Oh,
this may have been asked before, and I apologize if I have not been on a call. But ahead of Marbella, would you recommend riding the course on Ruby, or taking the time to just get outside and ride per usual? Do I take an opportunity to do one of those long rides and do the course, or just keep riding as I've been?
that's a really good question. Um, Andy, do you have an answer? Because I can talk out of both sides of my mouth on this one.
All right. Number one is um you, riding your bike is riding your bike. Where you are, like if you the more you can see different environments, the more apt you are to apply this is just like that. So if you're riding your bike, you're good to go. Um, at this very same time. And then it's a little different being on site and actually like seeing bits and pieces of the course virtually. I think there is a stimulus there. And then what I would honestly default to is how much do you enjoy riding inside?
Oh, I despise it greatly.
Don't do
Like
it.
it
And
is a mental grind.
Don't do it. Game over.
okay. Yeah. So in that,
Okay.
like if you were just like, yeah, that's my jam, then I would say, okay, throw it on. It's not going to hurt if you're on it. But
Yeah.
if it's this monumental task to like then very similar to like how you leverage heat training, like you you don't want it to impede your preparation. You want it to enhance your preparation. And if it's so taxing that it's withdrawing more than it's depositing, then we're kind of missing the what do they say that? Like missing the forest for the trees.
Yeah. Okay.
And at the end of the day, if it's not fun and you don't enjoy it, why the heck
Yeah.
are you gonna do it? That's just silly. You know what you do is you get Ruby, or you go on the internet like YouTube, and you just do one pedal stroke and you just watch it. So you can at least see it once. So you just do it with your hand as you're sitting there like eating popcorn. And you just go through it.
That's
Just so you can see it. Um, yeah, dude, don't do things you don't like. That's like rule number one, I feel, in life. I mean, certain things are hard, right?
yeah.
When you do them, but like if
Not afraid of hard, but
hard
yeah.
is good, but like fine. Yeah.
I'm
I don't
willing to
get
do
good.
hard.
Again, you're preaching. I don't know how you're talking to the wrong person here, because I don't ride indoors. I hate it more than anything in the world. I would never do it. So like,
And to play off of that, for me, um, like I'm a really big proponent of like turn over every rock, explore every option. But if it's too much of a uphill and it's going to cost, like, again, if it's going to cost you more than it's going to give you, then no.
Yeah. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
but
Good stuff.
you're like 2 weeks out now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you have like
Oh,
no, you have like one more good ride. Do a good ride.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yep. Good stuff. All right. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thoughts on nutrition and cutting weight during in-season training? Would the goal be to get to ideal weight prior to season? Um, this is a
I got,
tough go
I got a
in.
strong take on this one.
Yeah, yeah.
Um, your ideal weight is where you're going to be healthy, where you can be repeatable, where you can be put in as much work as your body can handle. When you start stripping calories and you start dropping weight, that your body's not ready for, and it's not naturally like just falling off of you because of the work you're putting in. If you're artificially enhancing this, it's in and like in the short term and the long term, you're losing more than you're gaining. Things become unrepeatable, the consistency drops, the injury potential increases. And then you can get like a really, really big injury because of calorie restriction. And the really big injuries are usually bone oriented. And like you're out for 6 months. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I think the
yeah.
key to this is eat healthy.
Yeah.
Understand what food is fuel. Understand what your body needs to fuel to do the work you want to do. And then you can keep on doing it. And this changes. Like you eat more during the season than not during the season if you're doing more work. So you have to
Yeah.
be honest with yourself about the amount of work you're really doing and then
Mhm.
fuel appropriately for it. And if you do that, weight will naturally come off. Your body will naturally adjust to its optimal weight for what you need to do.
Yeah. If you want to default into like a catchy saying, it's eat enough always, eat too much sometimes, eat not enough never. So eat not enough never, eat too much sometimes, go for it. Eat enough always. So if you want to, if you, whichever which direction you want to take it, what do you want to always try to do? Eat enough. What do you never ever want to do? Not eat enough.
Yeah. And I mean, the trick here is really understanding what that means, right? And if you don't know, find someone that does and get the help for it. Uh,
Mhm.
because it can be very simple, but it can be complicated too. And if you don't have a background, you need help, go get it.
Yep. Yep. I do think like, especially with runners, cyclists, like there's that weight component. Um, but like think about this, like you weigh 8 pounds more than what you want to be. Yeah, but how much more work can you do because you're able to metabolize the work because you have the right like musculature, bone density. You know, you're able to, yeah. So
Yep.
I'm a a big fan of food as fuel.
Yep, exactly.
And I'm speaking from a place of experience, not just insight with like textbooks, but also like I did try to lose weight to race. I remember weighing like 100. I'm almost 6'3", so I started to get down to. I remember one year I spent at 158, 158 pounds. So like right now I'm like weighing 180. I spent a lot of my racing career in that 170 to 172, but I tried a season at 158. You know how that season ended?
Stress factors.
Stress fracture.
Yep.
Shocker. Not a shocker.
No.
Yeah. Yeah. I was skinny, but I wasn't necessarily like, it wasn't repeatable. And I wasn't even my best self.
Mhm. You were kind of
So
crabby. You were really crabby too. A lot.
always, always.
Not
So
fun. He's like,
yeah.
give me my apple. I was like, shut up. Have some. Uh, all right, way to end on a high note, buddy. You're the best. All right, so what's coming up? You're going to see a lot of messages in the next week or so. Make sure we're not in your spam folder or like your Google promotions folder with like gear, camps. If you want coaching, we'll I'm gonna set up a call for next month. I think we'll make this call more about like the last races of the season. So like Ironman Arizona, like course preview for the guys that are doing it, stuff like that.
Last go.
Yeah, last go. Man, I'm so sad about that. That's such a fun race. Love that race. So we'll do like a course preview for that one. Yeah, because we'll have time next month to do it. No problem.
Mhm.
Uh, anything else we'll hit. But yeah, that's it. You guys got questions? Are you good? Was this helpful? Not cool? Two thumbs up, one thumb up. Sick. Food is fuel. Don't worry about black or white swim skins. We don't see color. We're 90s kids. Rock and roll. All right, everyone. Have a great night. Sleep well. Eat right. Twos.